We'll
get the stream back online. Right, we'll talk about that in a second. And Highlander is in the pit lane, yeah. Hopefully the stream will come back online. Okay, it looks like we are pretty much back now. This broadcasting tonight has not been of the sprint race for the race at Watkins Glen in the Aus-NZ combined Supercars Championship. I do apologise, the broadcast dropped out for no reason at all, but whatever the case, we are back and we have lost Highlander. Highlander has starts the race. Meanwhile, which closing the gap to Uncrewed Squid race 1. And Wadey, can you hear me? Yeah. Let's have his teammate Shad. This is in the S's now. Shad's trying to get by his teammate Uncrewed Squid, and that might have been a brush with the wall there. If I saw that, I don't. Well, I suppose it does make the broadcast slightly more entertaining. However, it's certainly not as stable as we've become used to at other rounds. We are having a little bit of a few technical. Shad, Viking Shad's overtake. We're on lap 10 of 24. We should be Speed Racer on Triple Rotor Racing. However, I still believe that this is probably the closest fight we're seeing on screen at the moment.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Shad goes 300ths of a second, 400ths of a second quicker. Coming around to start lap 11. And who would have thought we would have seen these two fighting for P5 and 6 instead of P1 and 2. This is very... Other than the, of course, the technical difficulties we are having, this is a very, very strange race. For more reasons than one. Position he's come on his fastest time so far. Shad's still hunting down Uncrewed Squid. I can't most rely
route in
different cars is racing. And well, this sort of gaggle of cars, third down through to 6th. These are probably the closest cars all on track at the moment. Triple Rotor Racing sort of spearheading the midfield at the moment, with Shad's bringing up the rear in the midfield, which this is a very, very peculiar sight to see. It's not something you see very often. Meanwhile, Uncrewed Squid, he looked a little bit wide through turn 1. However, that might just be due to the lag, I don't know. But whatever the case, if you're watching on YouTube, there is a link in the description below. You can vote find, and then 1,000 actually called. One of them was going for a move but it doesn't look like they are. However, they are still the two closest cars on track at the moment. Shad is within a second of Uncrewed Squid, and that means they are the closest cars on track at the moment. And I'm not sure if Shads is going to play the team game and maybe just not interfere with Uncrewed Squid's race. Shads is currently sitting in 3rd position in the championship after losing second to Speed Racer last time out at Sportsland Sugo. Oh, and Shad's harder than the wall. Did you see that too?
Yes.
Yeah, that will not help his case. However, he's still sitting a second, well, under a second behind Uncrewed Squid. Uncrewed Squid, he's still trying to chase after Speed Racer. Sado, meanwhile, at the front, has pulled out a 5-second gap to Lockie. In typical, well, Sado, all he has to do is keep it together until the end of the race. We've got 10 laps to go. On lap 15 to 24. And
I do believe something's happened to Lockie because he's dropped quite far back from Sado, and the whole midfield is catching him quite quickly.
Well, the thing is, though, Lockie has pretty much been dropping back from Sado right from the start of the race. So that gap pretty much has opened up from...
But he was still gaining time on triple rotor Speed Racer. But now he started to lose a lot of that gap. Down to
Are you sure? Because I remember seeing the gap between Lockie and triple rotor racing being a second, 2 seconds pretty much the whole time. But if triple rotor racing is gaining...
almost 3 seconds. My stream went down.
If he... Yeah, well... First... so, may as well watch that space, because the battle for second will probably open very much. That it made sense in my head, but didn't. Anyway, right, battle between the they're pretty much going blow for blow. The Uncrewed Squid. Yes, the gap is still around a second, so these two are going pretty much blow for blow. Remain is Kane lagging as we sit to the point one. Perhaps let him back.
It definitely didn't look like it was rehearsed. He went off really wide to walk up. In my opinion, it was like...
Yeah. Meanwhile, still Lockie's closing in a bit on Sado, actually. The gap's now only 4 seconds.
Lockie might be finding that he had to lose earlier on. Getting back
A little bit. He's pulling, so he's done well to make that gap work. Now, you'll be seeing the results of some technical difficulties on screen at the moment. It is quite pixelated. We do know that my hotspot, this one, position on lap 19 to 24. We are running out of laps here, so, and Sado, he looks like he will, Sado, he's halfway through lap 19, almost halfway through lap 19, so coming round when actually that might, it looked like Uncrewed Squid was running away with it at the start of the season, but a couple of iffy results are starting to put him within touching distance. 20 and laps to go. Laps to go is for 2 triple rotor. And Lockie has not had the greatest season. He's currently on 11th, and I believe this will be his first podium of the season. But so I'm pretty sure he will be happy with that. We're about to come round to start. Well, we have just started lap 21. These guys are starting to run out of laps. Lockie is 5 seconds adrift of Sado, and all Sado has to do now is cruise home, and he will win again. But the man at this point, on lap 21 of 24, he's almost 6 seconds ahead of his former teammate Lockie, and is looking, well, he's looking for a race win. Has actually pulled out a 3-second gap to triple. We're pretty happy with that. Laps left in the race. Going up through the S's. Can Shads close? He'll be in the slipstream and he'll have the benefit of the slip. He's gaining on him coming down the back stretch. Let's see how the two of them negotiate the bus stop chicane. Will Shads gain in a moment? 23 of 20 space. This is where it's going to be at the end of the race. Let's see how this pans out, shall we? Shads will now have the benefit of the slipstream. Will be Uncrewed Squid. They both go pretty hard into the wall, actually. Wadey, did you see that as well, or is that just lag?
Yes, I saw.
So both...
Shads can
not Speed Racer. Okay. Whatever the case...
Well, yeah, the lap tap, but...
Whatever the case, he's still with him at the moment. He's still with Speed Racer. Now, if we cut to Sado, actually, Sato is about to start the final lap of the race, and since we're in America for the second, can Sato hold on to take his 3rd win of the season? Meanwhile, we should probably cut back Speed Racer and Shads, because this is a battle that will play out right until the end of the race. So, actually, Shad and the 5th place anymore, because it looks like Uncrewed Squid is going to try and get through, and yes he does. Uncrewed Squid gets past Shads in the bus stop chicane, and meanwhile we should cut to oh, hold on, is Shad's going to try and come back? It doesn't look like he will. Can we cut to Sato to see him take his 3rd win of the season? It's Sato who comes around the final corner for Team Mondelin. He crosses the line and he does it again. Sato is your race winner in the sprint race, and this will be a fantastic podium for Lockie, who's just crossed the line now for Extra Motorsports. Excuse me, and Triple Rotor Racing rounds off the podium, and I think I almost just died there. Speed Racer has, because Colonel Lloyd has come out ahead. Sato, race winner, followed by Rotor Racing, Speed Squid, Colonel Lloyd, and Shads. And we won't stick around. Oh, and Highlander as well, who retired on lap 4. And Shads was actually unable to finish, so that's a little bit peculiar. But we won't stick around in this stream for long, because we got to get the stream for the feature race up and running. So we'll see you in a few minutes.